Hey, everyone. Welcome to today's Coach to Coach show. Today, I'm so excited. We have a star partner today, and I told you guys that she is going to be dropping some bombs on you guys about how to use live streaming to launch your business. And you guys know that's what I'm all about. So before we get started, I am going to go ahead and do some sharing. As you guys are coming in, go ahead and put your name or comments, or just let us know that you can hear us okay in the comment section. All right. So while I am doing all my sharing to make sure things are working good on my end, I just want to make sure that you guys can hear us. Daphne, you can hear us pretty good, right?
I can hear you guys perfectly. I'm actually about to share as well.
Okay. Yep. All right, guys. Oops. I was just talking about that I was going to share, and I just forgot to do that.
Oh, you see, you were enjoying the music.
I know. Oh, did it share right? Cheryl, if you're on today, please don't forget to share into the group. Sometimes you know that I get a little slow acting and I forget to do stuff like that. All right. So let's turn that off. Right. And yay!
We're on.
Good. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to read Daphne's bio, okay, and let you guys know how dope she really is. And then we're going to jump right into it. I'm going to make sure I put the comments in here so I can see you guys' comments. I see Cheryl is on with us. Jennifer, hey, Jennifer, how you doing today? I see Miss Brandy is on with us. How you doing? All right. So, guys, this person that we're going to have on today, I just said her name anyway. I don't know why I say this person, right? Daphné Leblanc. Isn't that like a sexy name, guys? Leblanc. I like that. I really like it.
I try not to give my husband too much credit for that one, but you know.
She is a social media obsessed tech junkie behind Cafe and Laptop Social Media, a boutique social media agency located in Texas. The founder of Society for Solopreneurs and the growing meetup group in Collin County social media. She has a passion for helping people understand social media, and overcome their digital tech fears. That's my crew. They have some fears, right? As a natural born teacher, Daphne spends her days teaching entrepreneurs and small business owners how to strategically leverage social media and digital marketing to grow their business. So like I mentioned earlier, grab your pen, grab your paper, because she will be dropping some bombs, right? Boom.
That's right. I always tell people, make sure, because you never know. Because, you could have dropped the bomb even just by saying hello. I'm like, you always got to be prepared, guys. You never know what's going to come out of anyone's mouth.
Especially our mouths. Okay.
That's right. Because sometimes you don't even know. You're just like, wow, was I just a genius just now?
Y'all, let me just tell y'all something real quick, okay? This is our first time conversing, first time, because we had a meeting yesterday, but conversing live. This is like my new best friend, like my new bestest friend. So Kim, if you want, you still my best friend though, but just my new bestest friend right now.
Let me tell you, it's so funny because I tell people, here's my thing. I love social. But I tell people, when you connect with somebody on social, because we would have never met if it wasn't for this, right? No. But I talked to you and I was like, this is my girl. Like I told my husband, I was like, hey, I met this girl. Her and I homies. Like it's done.
I'm flying out to Texas.
That's
right. Put that on my schedule. Yes.
That's right. And that's how it's done.
Yes. So just before we go into exactly what you're going to share with us and teach with us, tell us, how did you get into social media?
Oh, okay. So since I don't want to date myself, because, I'm still 21 plus, Just there's a lot of pluses behind that, right? But it was purely accidental. And I think that's what happened to most of us. I think now it's a little different with the millennials that are coming up. You know, you get to study that in school. There was no such thing as social media in school.
Right.
And I tell people that I got into social media purely accidental. I started in the nonprofit world, and my role, like everybody else, is encompass marketing. And the difference was that in nonprofit, there is no marketing budget. There is no budget. You know, everything is kind of, you know, let's get together, kumbaya, we need to make this happen. And my younger brother, he's the person who actually got me into social. He was like, you need to be doing this. He's the one who got me, like, remember MySpace? He got me a MySpace account. He even got me my Facebook account, which is funny. Like, he got me my Facebook account. He got me all these things. But what happened was, every position that I've had prior to having my own business, there was a portion of it that was marketing. And the easiest way to market at the time, because we're going to talk a little bit about this, was social, because it was remotely inexpensive. It was alternative. So most people were scared of it. So you were great if you jumped on the bandwagon really early.
Yeah.
And then I think after that, so this is just kind of all professional, right? This was all just how I kind of got in it professionally. And then I started my own blog. So back in the day, so I have locks now, like they're starting to like actually look like locks, not actually look like messy hair. But I had locks way back in the day, and then I combed them out. Right. And when I combed them out, I went to a natural hair place and I said, hey, you know, I just need new products, because I never knew what this was. I was like, girl, I had curly hair. I was like, what? I didn't know what to do with myself. And the woman was like, hey, did you document that? Did you vlog about it? I was like, no, I watch vlogs. Like, I never contemplated doing it myself, which is probably what a lot of people on this call never thought you can do your business yourself. She was like, you should vlog about it. You should blog about it. You know, do what you got to do. Still thought she was crazy. But of course, you put something, she planted the seed. This was kind of like she planted the seed. And so I did. I started my own blog, and then I got on Twitter, and then I got on all these things. And again, it was a time where you didn't have to pay to get seen. Right. And all of a sudden, I got all this interaction. I remember the first comment I got on my blog. I was like, yo, someone just wrote something. Like, they read the entire thing and they asked me a question. Like, who do they think I am? But it was the concept of that, the social proof. Like, okay, people are reading it. They want to know more. And it also enlightens me to recognize that the piece that was missing with all of the marketing that I was doing for corporate was this personal piece. This piece, kind of like how you and I connected. It was like, these people were looking for real people with real answers. And that's kind of how I started to help companies, because I realized that all these companies were so fixated and focused on promoting and promos. And this is what we do, me, and not we. Right. And so I used that personal social media experience and started incorporating that into business. And then I started to get inbox messages. Remember, my brother set up my Facebook page, right? Started to get inbox messages. Daphne, can you help me with my website? I really like the way you did your website. Hey, Daphne, can you code this? Hey, Daphne. And then bing, 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 bing. Someone said, can you send me a proposal? I said, for what? Threw me completely off. I was just like, she was like, yeah, isn't that what you do for a living? And I was like, yeah, well, yes, it is. It is what I do for a living. And it literally opened up the doors, and the floodgates started to come up. From there, I'm going to put a little plug in. I hope this is okay. I decided to go into something called Social Media Manager School. And because I recognized that it wasn't only that I was good at marketing, because I've been doing it in my professional space, but I didn't know what business. I didn't know, like, again, what? You want me to do a what? I'm like, I'm not, IBM. Like, I'm not one of these huge companies. I'm just a person. Right. So I decided to join Social Media Manager School, which kind of helped me solidify my social media career as a business owner. So I used the skills that I had, and they basically teach, and there's a community of social media managers, other people like me, who somebody was like, hey, you're good at this. we want to pay you to do this. And I was like, okay. And so they helped me solidify my business. And then from there, I just kind of grew into the space, and I became more of what I recognized was that social media is huge. It's all encompassing, which is kind of what you and I talked about. I had to find my niche. What is it that I am, not even that I'm good at, but what is it that I want to do?
Right.
And that is probably the hardest question, you know, because when you're in this space, everyone thinks you know everything. And even though you may know a lot, everything isn't it, right?
Yeah, correct.
And so that's why I loved our conversation yesterday, because it was like, well, what do I want to do with this? And I fell into the space of social media educator. So I teach, I do a lot of teaching and training. Social media speaker. So I do a lot of speaking, which I think kind of fell in line with the teaching. And then last but not least is live streaming. So I'm really passionate about live streaming, and not live streaming by itself, but more so live streaming to build your business, because I feel like that is how people get to know you and your personality, and like, hey, I think I want to know her, because I feel like live streaming is the one time there is no replay button. It's not like, oops, can we go back? Can we go back? Whatever.
Make it all perfect or anything like that. Right.
This is who I am. This is my accent. This is my slang. This is how my hair looked today. My eyebrows are kind of off, you know, like I didn't put lipstick on, but this is it. What you see is what you get. And I think that again kind of goes back full circle with what I said, that marketing has become this authentic way of seeing yourself. And I feel like live streaming has done that, you know.
I agree. Now, see, guys, she hasn't even gotten to teaching anything. So let's get right into it. We have a lot of people on right now. We have Miss Faison, and she says, good morning. We have Cheryl. She says, already on. Miss Sheila is watching us from YouTube. So,
hey, Sheila.
So let's get started. Let me make sure I do all this right. Sometimes you get all nervous.
Yeah,
there we go. There we go.
And let me go into my slides too, so I can see them. That might help. All right. And let's see. So you guys see my first slide, right? I want to make sure before I click on to the next one, everything is seen. We're A-okay?
Yeah, put a 1 in the comment section to make sure that you guys let us know that you can see the slides. I'm going to check myself.
Yes, and what I realized, I'm going to just grab my phone so I can see if any messages come through too as well. Again, you see, guys, live does not need to be perfect.
At all. That's the beauty of it, because I did a live like Saturday, and my stool slid a little bit, right?
It happens.
No, and I made a joke about it. I was like, guys, did y'all see me just slide? You know, I just slid, right? Yes, everyone says they can see it. Okay.
All right, perfect. All right, so I'm gonna just kind of go through these slides. Please know that it is not, this is more of a training, so it means that you guys can ask questions. We are gonna have time to ask questions, but I just wanna make sure everyone could kind of see, listen, take notes. But before we do that, here's what I wanna ask you guys, okay? And you're gonna have to help me out with what questions pop up, okay? The first question I wanna ask is, what does it actually take to launch a product or service online? Because you know, you and I, we're going to list a whole bunch of things. Email marketing, social media marketing, a product, email sequence. What else do you have?
Yes. What does it take to launch a product or service online, guys? What do you guys think? Put something in the comment. What do you think it takes to launch a product or service online?
I want to know what they say.
You know, there's a big delay here.
I know. What we can't ask for too much. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna go to the next question as you guys are simmering on that one, right? So the next question is, how much time do you need to launch a product or service? That's a big one. Oh, Camille said money.
Yes.
I didn't even think about that one.
Yes. A product. Jennifer says courage.
Oh, that is a great one. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna have to use that one.
Cheryl says discipline.
Oh, we have some good ones coming up. Okay, the next one is, how much time do you need to launch a product or service?
That's a good one.
Yeah, and this is one I'm gonna mess with you guys on, just so you know. Oh, they're still coming out with their answers. Boy, I'm loving this.
Patience.
That's one I did not have. I'm gonna tell you right now, I did not have that. I wish I did. I've gotten better. Oh, someone said a week. Okay, 6 months. Okay, I'm gonna tell you guys. It doesn't take any of the things that you say, except I'm gonna correct myself, and I'm gonna say it definitely does take patience. It does take discipline, and it does take courage, because that's something that I didn't believe when I started my own like entrepreneurial journey. Your mindset is probably the most important things. But what it does take, it takes a simple, repeatable process. Pretty much, that's all it takes. So if your simple, repeatable process is about patience, your simple, repeatable process is, having a personality, it's all of those things, that's okay. But what I want you guys to know, it is a simple, repeatable process. That's what it takes to launch a business. That's what it takes to launch a product. So before we go into it, I know you gave me like a really cool intro, so I'm gonna make mine a lot simpler. I'm the owner of Cafe and Laptop. I have a really cute photo right here. Too bad I didn't have all this makeup and my hair curled like this, but that was a good hair day. Social media trainer, speaker. I'm a mom of 3. I'm a wife of 1. I actually have kids that span the gamut. I have a 22-year-old, a 14-year-old, and an 8-year-old. And I tell you guys this because it lets you know kind of just the different worlds of social that I've had to be in. And I think you're going to appreciate this one. I did say I'm a Team Android girl all the way. It is what it is. Okay. I love to throw that one in there. So something that I did and how I created this process, okay, because often people ask me, well, how did you create something called Live to Launch? What do I mean by that? And what I did was I created something that included imperfect action. When I first started my business, I would stay stagnant, or I'd be looking at everything everywhere because I was so sure that if it wasn't perfect, I couldn't put it out there. And what I recognized was that I needed to do something that required imperfect action. And what does imperfect action look like? This is a picture of me back in the day. It's one of the first times I did this whole Live to Launch sequence, right? And you see, guys, how I put 13 minutes of no sound? Straight up, I kid you not, this live stream is still up on my page. And I leave it up on my page as a reminder that it was imperfect action that had me going. I swore I was dropping nuggets. I knew I was. I was telling everybody, this is what you need to do. This is how, and I think I was talking about, maybe I was talking about Twitter. I don't even remember what I was talking about. But there was no sound. My whole live stream, 13 minutes. I mean, killing it. I was like, this is who I am. This is how you do this. And I can say one of the things that did help me with this 13 minutes of no sounds was, number one, was I was also doing an Instagram live. And so somebody actually, so this tells you something about how important your message is. Someone went on Instagram to find me, and they sent me a message on Instagram that says, Daphne, I'm watching you on Facebook, but there's no sound. And I was shocked because it again said to me that what I'm doing is important. Someone wants to hear my message. Okay. And that's powerful, right?
Right. Jennifer says she watched it last night.
Oh, thank you. You see, it's very true. And the thing is, I didn't even know what to do. Do you know people shared that, Jennifer? People actually shared that live stream, and they said, one of the messages, I have to see next time I do one of these, I'll do a screenshot of it. The person said, Daphne's dropping nuggets, scroll to 13 minutes. And I was like, holy cow, someone actually shared that and said, it's okay. All right, so let's go, guys. Let's talk about what live to launch means and how you can get it going. Now it's time to get your pen and paper out. Okay, I don't play, I love some gifts, okay? GIFs, whatever it is. Get your pen and paper out because I'm gonna go through this really quick because I want you guys to have an opportunity to ask questions. So why is live stream so important? One, video on social media generates 1,200% more shares than text and images combined. 1,200, guys. Okay, so that means that even though there are not people watching on it live, they are resharing and they are going back. I mean, like the live, oh, so sorry about that. The video that I did that had 13 minutes of no sound, that was 2 years ago that I did that video, and people are still watching it today. Retail sites with video increases conversion by 30%. And I will give you guys an example. A client of mine actually did a live stream and they made 2 sales on that live stream, even though they only had 3 people watching the live stream. And guess what? Each sale was close to $5,000 each. Okay, so retail sites with video is increasing conversion. And then businesses using video grow company revenue by 49% faster year to year than organizations without video. But what happens is that people are so fixated on the perfection. So always remember what I said on that first slide, imperfect action, okay? Now, today I'm gonna solely focus on Facebook, even though I truly believe that you should be doing live stream on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram, wherever you can go on live, because people wanna see that. They wanna see your personality. They wanna see you shine. So live stream videos watch 3 times more than regular video and more than 100 million hours of watch time a day. That is absolutely insane as far as I'm concerned. And of course, everyone knows that there are over 2 billion people on Facebook. And even though Facebook is changing, that's okay. Facebook is changing, and it is, but we have to be on top of it, okay? So this is a simple 5-step process. Step 1 is called pre-launch, okay? Everyone talks to you about pre-launch. And pre-launch is pretty simple to me. Pre-launch is you want to tell people what is about to happen. You want to tell people, hey, I'm about to knock your socks off. I'm going to be sharing this kind of information. I'm going to launch this product, and I'm going to be on live stream every day. Or I'm going to be on live once a week for the next 5 weeks. Whatever it is, you tell them what is happening, okay? The next thing is you want to develop a content calendar, but guess what? I put and stick to it, okay? The hardest part is the and sticking to it. Pre-launch is where you have the opportunity to start building a community. If you don't have a community, it makes the process a little bit harder. Okay, and this is also the time where I tell people, share it on your personal page. Let people know. Send an email and say, look, I'm about to kill it right here. And if your email list only has 10 people, then you're gonna have 10 people on your live stream, or you're gonna have 10 people that watch the replay. Treat every single person on your email list like they are the only person on your email list. Okay, step 2 is tools. Everyone wants to know, well, what do I need to go on live? I'm going to tell you, you need one of 2 things. You need a computer, and I think all computers now come with those little, cameras on it. Or you need a cell phone, and all cell phones nowadays are smartphones. I think it's probably more expensive to get a flip phone nowadays than it is to get just a regular smartphone. But if you want to kind of get fancy with it, right? We talked about our computer, we talked about our smartphone. But here's the other thing, and you guys probably see me wearing mine, is earbuds. I really believe in earbuds because it gives you the ability to kind of get rid of that white noise if you can. And what's really cool is you can use some 99-cent earbuds and still sound good, okay? The other thing, you want to move it up a little bit, is use a webcam, and they have a ton of webcams available on Amazon. I have a list of my favorites, and I could share those with you after this. A microphone, again, I have a list of my favorites. And so I actually have a microphone in my home office that I use. And then lighting, I use 2 different types of lighting. So I have my ring light, but because I wear glasses, sometimes my ring light causes like a ring effect. So I also have a square lighting, but you want to make sure that the lighting is in front of you. The other thing with lighting is you can use, by all means, use the sun. Natural lighting works wonders, but make sure it is in front of you and not behind you. Now, I made sure to put a whole list of systems on here when it came to systems, and I will tell you which are my favorites because it's okay to say that you have favorites. So one is Ecamm. And so for those of you who are on a Mac, I would highly recommend Ecamm, right? There's BeLive, there's ManyCam, there's OBS. OBS is really good. If you are a techie, OBS is something that you can definitely use, and it is free. There's Wirecast, which is probably, it's kind of a step up from OBS, but it's a paid for program. And I'm going to shout them out. StreamYard, they're probably my favorite tool. That's what I use right now. I have moved everything over to StreamYard. And the reason I like StreamYard is because it doesn't matter if I'm on a PC, it doesn't matter if I'm on a Mac. It gives me the ability to do a lot of the other things that I want to be able to do to get my message out there.
And even now with the new upgrade, you can use your phone.
I know.
It makes it so easy to go live from your phone. So yeah, we're team StreamYard.
Oh, all the way. I tried. You saw how I tried to put everything out there. I was like, it's all out there, but my favorite is. And here's an example, actually. So one of the next things I want you guys to think about is branding your live stream. So both of these actually are via StreamYard. Okay. And on one side, you're going to see me with another person, right? And what's interesting is my webcam actually died on me. So that's why I'm a little bit darker, but I still use my computer screen. And the person next to me, she was using her cell phone. So you don't even have to be on a computer to be able to do this. And so you see how it's branded. It says Live with Daph. It has her logo. It has my logo on there. We're on there. And then the other one has just a simple banner. It's telling you, this is the company that I work for. Call to book a consultation today. It's all there. It's branded. So if you're sharing the message, guess what? They might not know who I am, but they now know the company that I am with. So you want to make sure that you're branding your live streams. And next up is repurposing your live streams. And this is something that I know that you do. And I don't know, are you using Restream.io right now?
Yes, I am. That's why we're on YouTube, we're on Periscope, we are streaming to my business page as well as my personal page.
Beautiful. And that's what I love with Restream.io, as well as LiveLeap. I haven't used LiveLeap in a long time, so I don't want to harp on live stream. I am a StreamYard.io person. But this allows you to actually do live stream. So let's say you're launching your product or service, right? And you guys are like, I could only be on Facebook. Guess what? Restream.io allows you to be on Facebook, on YouTube, on does it let you Instagram yet? I know on Twitter, it lets you be on all these other platforms at the same time. So you're getting your message out there and you're getting it out there in a specific time so people can start doing things and start recognizing who you are. The next thing is that if you don't have this third-party tool to repurpose it right away, download the video and upload it onto YouTube and then share it on LinkedIn. Create a blog post. So now you're building SEO content and you're embedding your live stream directly into your blog so people are watching it. Okay, there is a method to my madness. It might sound crazy, but there's a method to my madness. Okay, so what is step 3? Step 3 is the messenger bot. And so this one I'm gonna explain to you guys what messenger bots are, but what I want you guys to understand with messenger bots is that there is a huge potential change that will be happening to messenger bots. So if you want to get in on it, I would highly recommend getting on it now before things change, so at least you can start building a list. So this is just one of those fun questions. So who in the room has, right? And who in the room has Facebook Messenger on, right? Who uses Facebook Messenger? I raised my hand. I don't know if my hand shows up in the camera, but I'm going to raise my hand because I always check my messages. Okay, and here's why. Most people check their messages before they check their emails. I don't know. That's how human beings tend to be programmed right now. Before I go into kind of some of the stats about bots and stuff, I want you guys to think about what is a bot. So a bot is technically like an AI or a computer program that's designed to stimulate human conversation. So you program your bot. You program your bot to kind of understand your customer journey, okay? It is only available on business pages because Facebook truly believes that a bot should not be part of your personal page. So you're going to have to answer those personal text messages. I get it. But your business page, you can interact as though it's a human being on there. Now, I thought there are a few fun facts. To me, these are more kind of wow, astounding type facts that I think people should really think about is, as of November 2018, so just a few months ago, there were approximately 80 million brands using Facebook, okay? Only 35% of them are using chatbots. So what does that mean for us? It means that we are actually in an undercrowded market, which equals huge opportunity. Okay, so think about when I was first introducing myself and I said what happened was I started on social and there was no competition. No one ever asked me anything, right? I was able to build my business with very little ad spend because there wasn't a huge competition. And that's what Messenger bots allows you to do. But there's still more, okay? Email open rate. How many of you guys actually know what your email open rate is? For those of us on the call, I know what my email open rate is when I do send an email. You like how I said that, right? I can be honest. I can be honest and say that I don't send out enough emails. I know. My email open rate, it depends, but I tend to fluctuate about 18% on my email open rate, anywhere from 18%. My active people, it's about 35%, but on average, I get about 18% open rate. I don't know about other people, but an email open rate averages anywhere from 10 to 20%. Oh, go ahead. What's yours? Oh,
mine is 22%.
Oh, sure. Oh.
It's because of my Sunday vibe emails. I send them out on Sundays. And they get open. I mean, I didn't know that, but they get open. So yeah, 22% for right now.
And you're right, because you know what? I was going to say, I used to send my emails on Sundays when I did send. And I think the reason why mine is at 18 is because I don't send out enough. So I don't train my email people because I don't send them out enough.
And that's what the Sunday vibe was. I need to train them to start opening up emails from me. So yeah. But
guess what? Messenger open rates are anywhere from 80 to 90%.
Oh, I got to really,
Yeah, I know. Look at you. Mm-hmm.
I got to really do that. I mean, you convinced me about this chat box. Miss Brandy says hers is at 11%, which is
nice.
Good.
That's really right in between. That's right. 10 to 20%. That's what they say. You know, when it goes lower than that, it's really for you to really start thinking about what is it that I need to do to change how I'm sending out these emails? Do I need to change like my subject line? What is it that we need to do? But that's a whole other subject right there. So click-through rate. Okay, click-through rate means they open your email and they click on something on your email. Okay, so on average, an email click-through rate is about 5%. On Messenger, it's actually anywhere from 20 to 50%. That's huge. Girl, I'll take 20%. Okay, exactly. And so that's why I really recommend that people set up a bot for their live streams. And what you want to do when you set up a bot for your live stream is you want it to be an engagement factor for your live stream. So you don't want it to be selling people. You want to say something like, let's say, I didn't think about doing this, but now, of course, genius, of course, hits me when I'm in live stream, right? But let's say I said, hey, do you guys want to get this PowerPoint so that you can have it for your records? I would have said, hey, just type in PowerPoint, and everyone would have gotten a message. Hey, thank you so much for joining the live stream. Here's the PowerPoint you requested. And they would click on it. I know that was a genius moment that I should have thought about before I went on live, right? But that is how you engage people. So often people are like, well, Daphne, I don't know how to engage people on my live streams. We're on live trying to share information. So what is it that people want to get out of this? And that is what we can do with your bot. And there's a lot more about bots, but we're not going to go into that because I think I have like an hour and I'm almost through with my time. Okay. So step 4 is a live stream schedule. Okay. To me, the ultimate key of success with your live stream schedule is consistency. You know, let's talk about this. Let's talk about Coach the Coach. Coach the Coach is Tuesday. It's every Tuesday at 12 Central, 1 p.m. Eastern. And so you have built a community around that so that they know what's going to happen. They know what time they have to show up. And they also understand that not only is that the time for them to show up, they know that if they don't show up at that time, that they can watch the replay. So it is imperative that you build consistency around this process. So what I would do is do the same time. I believe that if you want to do this and like just do it in 5 days or 7 days, launch, same time, daily, 5 to 7 days, up to 20 minutes. Right? So what I'm trying to tell you guys is you do not need to spend an hour on live stream because that's what we like to tell people. We're like, oh, you got to be on there at least 50 minutes. I can't talk for 50 minutes all the time. It's just not going to happen. So you want to make sure that you can try to find content that is helpful to your community. And here's how you do that. You answer a question, you solve a problem. So let's say you are launching a product, right? And the product that you are launching, let me see. You are launching a new, I got to think of something. What can I do? Okay. So one of the things that I'm really frustrated about is these new computers don't have a lot of extenders on the laptops anymore. So there are all these dongles that people are selling, right? So you're launching a dongle. So what you're going to do is you're going to solve the problem. So you're going to tell these people, hey, here's a new computer. Here's the only dongle that's available. Here's what I offer. Here's how I solve your problem. And then you make it a Q&A. It fits with all computers. It fits with Macs and PCs. It does this, it does that. But you want to make sure that you are answering a question, solving a problem. And I'm going to give you guys a hint of where you can find some questions to answer. Reddit. I never thought about Reddit, but Reddit is a great place to find questions that people are asking about your industry. There is every type of question possible on Reddit. So if you're an online business owner, go on there and find that out. If you are someone who creates content for people, go find that out. If you are someone who makes stickers, go find that out. If you build computers, everything is in there. And if you're not sure what to talk about on live stream, go into Reddit. Put something, a little word in there, and it will pull out a whole lot of questions for you.
It's reddit.com, right?
That's right.
Okay. I put it in the comments.
Now, step 5, this is the one that we all hate. Facebook ads. Yes, I did. I said the evil ads word, Facebook ads. Here it is. We all have a business. We're all trying to grow a business. I highly recommend that people put a percentage of whatever it is you have into an ads budget, into a marketing budget. So that means if I could only afford $100 for the month, if I could only afford $50 for the month, whatever that is, I want to incorporate that into my ads budget. I want to make sure that I'm boosting the video for increased views. I'm creating a custom audience for my views. So what you can do with Facebook is anyone who watches your video, and that's why you want people to share your video and talk on your video, is you can actually create a custom audience of people who have watched your videos for a certain amount of time. It's amazing. And then you can retarget those people for the next time you do a video or the next time you launch. So you are, again, remember what I said, the key to success, consistency, and that repeatable process. So now you are creating a larger target audience for you to be able to do a repeatable process. Okay?
That's genius. I just learned that about the video views and targeting. I was like, that is genius.
Yeah, mind blowing, right? But again, it's just one of those things that we just don't think about. It exists and we know it, but sometimes we just forget.
Right.
You know, we're so in the day to day. So what I want to know is who's ready to launch live? I know I am. I love launching live. I love launching live.
Miss Faison says yes to the whole Facebook ads.
Yeah. That's right. So again, I'm going to repeat what the process is. 1 is pre-launch. Okay. So that's when you're telling people about what you're going to do. This is what I'm going to do. This is how I'm going to do it. This is what you can expect of me, and make sure everything you tell them, you actually do. You're going to set up your tools and brand your live stream. Figure out what your brand is going to be, what your logo is, what your colors are going to be, so that every time that content is shared, people know who you are. Schedule your live streams. I didn't talk about scheduling your live streams ahead of time, but that's even better. Schedule your live streams ahead of time. Guess what? StreamYard lets you schedule your live streams ahead of time. I know I had to put a plug in for StreamYard. I couldn't help it. I tried not to, but I had to again. Okay, you want to set up your messenger bots for engagement. And they're easy, for me, I'll be honest, one of the easiest platforms that I find for messenger bots is ManyChat. It's ManyChat, ManyChat.com. So that one is a really easy setup. And then you want to create your Facebook ads to drive traffic. Okay, and it literally is. You see that? It's just a cycle. Next time I think I do this, I'm going to make this as a circle so that you guys can see that it is just a repeatable process. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5. Okay, that's it. and boom, it's that easy. Okay. And I know that I'm saying, boom, it's that easy, whatever. And there are definitely other things that we could incorporate into it. But I want you guys to get away from the overwhelm, because I think Alease and myself, we've done craziness and we've gotten overwhelmed over and over unnecessarily. And then when I realized that this is my zone of genius, this is my lane, I was like, I'm done. I don't need to see anyone else's lane. I don't care about your lane. So now is really just a time for us to ask questions. And I left this here because I think the question that people tend to ask me is, Daphne, do you teach people how to do this? Since I did say I'm a teacher, right? We are relaunching Live to Launch. I'm going to be launching it in beta. I know, kind of crazy, right? And here's the reason why I'm going to be launching it in beta, because I think it's important for people to understand this. I'm going to be launching it in beta because they're doing a lot of changes with messenger bots. So I feel like it is important to do it in beta so that we can be ready for the changes that are happening. I'm a true believer that our industry changes so often, and I don't want to teach someone how to do something right now that they can't utilize. So for us, it's going to be launched in beta. If you want to be notified of when we're going to be relaunching, feel free to go to livetolaunch.com. Knock on wood. I hope that link is working. If not, just put a message and I'll make sure to follow up with people.
Miss Brandy says, I'm feeling more ready than before. So that is, yes. Awesome. So do you guys have any questions? Let me know. I know I have some questions I wrote down.
All right. I love questions.
Right, I do too. And this crew typically is really good about asking questions. So they probably, because we got a, not time difference, but lag. So how do you go live on both platforms? Like, I've tried that without, I guess you probably have to, I'm gonna let you explain, but trying to go live on Instagram and Facebook, like, sort of stresses me out a little bit.
Okay. So here's how I did it. And that day, thank goodness I did it. I was actually testing out the whole live on different platforms. So of course, thank goodness I tested it out. I have I wish I don't have it on me, but I have should I stop sharing my screen? You want me to stop sharing?
No.
Okay.
No, I was trying to see if I could do it, make it small and you larger, but it's not working that way.
So what I do, I have a little clamp that goes right on my desk. You can even look into Arkon, ARKON mounts. They have it. And what I do is I clip my cell phone directly on it and it's right behind my computer. So I can have it stand right behind my computer. So it's not even like I'm looking at a different screen. I'm straight as though I'm having it on Facebook, except I tell people on Facebook, hey, I'm on Instagram as well. So let me just take a moment to introduce myself on Instagram. And then I tell both of them that I'm going to go live and I just let it go live.
Gotcha.
Only because Restream doesn't work with Instagram yet. And I haven't tested it out or anything. And then there is a way to go live on your desktop with Instagram.
How shady that sounds, a little shady, but go ahead.
Well, there's actually one of those systems, kind of like a StreamYard, but it only works for Instagram and some other ones. I will have to come back and put that link in the box, just because I just don't know it offhand. But for people who are like, okay, I'm going to do this system and I'm going to do it on Instagram, I would highly tell you then just do it on that and see how it works for you, because you can do it on desktop. And I think sometimes people we get nervous just live streaming from our phone because you're holding onto the phone and you're just like, I'm missing something. So.
Yeah, I think I always have, even when I go live from my phone, I always have it on a tripod.
Yes.
It just makes it a lot easier because I'm a little clumsy.
No comment. I've been there.
I'm going to I think Miss Brandy has a question.
Okay.
Are there some days that work better to do a live stream? Good question.
That's actually a great question. And I think that this is something that you're going to have to look at your audience for. So when I did my first live to launch, I told everyone that I was going to go every single day. The second time I did live to launch, I actually did a survey in my group, and I asked them, I said, look, I want to go on live and I want to make sure that I get enough people on here. And what I did was I just did one of those, what is it? It's not a survey, the polls. I was trying to remember what word it was. I did a poll and I asked them which days work best for people for a live stream. And then whatever got the most votes, that's how I did it. I don't necessarily believe that there is a better day to do a live stream, but I would tell you to understand your audience. So for me, there is nothing that is going to make me watch you when you are live at Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones will always win. It is what it is.
Oh my gosh, I even love you even more now.
You see what I'm saying? Like, if you're going to tell me, oh, I'm going to go on during Game of Thrones, say what?
On Sunday at 9:00. Nope.
Girl, you ain't trying to sell nothing. It is what it is. So I think that is just kind of important to know who is your audience and what are their priorities. Okay, because I've seen even like, I'm not a big, what is it, the movie awards thing. I just want to know who won. I don't want to watch it because most of the time I don't even know the name of the actress anyway. I'd be like, oh, she's black. Oh, he's not. Like, what movie is that? That's a pretty dress, but I only know that because of the Facebook stream. I don't know anything. So for me, I would watch a live stream during that time because that doesn't mean anything to me. So it's imperative that you understand your audience before you choose what day. And sometimes it's a hit or miss. Sometimes you just have to do it and then learn, especially if you've never done live streams on your page before.
Yeah. And I would, to add to that, is to choose a time that is best for you, because one of the things you said was to be consistent. And if you choose a time that you know you can't be consistent with, then that's going to affect, your branding and selling and getting in front of as well. I'm sorry about that. My mom is calling in a minute.
That's okay, because that's what they do. My mother does that too. And then she's like, why didn't you pick up? I'm like, Mommy, because I was doing a Facebook Live. So, yeah, we've been there.
Yeah. All right. So I think Cheryl has a question as well. Cheryl says, I am also multitasking, dropping off my son. I didn't catch all the messenger bot info. Did you say to use it in a post before you go live?
Okay, that's actually a great question. So for me, there are a few different ways that you can use a messenger bot. Number one, if you don't have the people on your bot. So the way that messenger bots work is like there are two different types of subscriptions. Us, the online marketing world, we always think about our email subscribers. But now with messenger bots, you can also have messenger bot subscribers. So those are two different lists, right? So if you have people already on your messenger bot, right now you can still send them a broadcast message that says, hey, I'm going to go live at such and such time. And you can give them two options. You can give them one that says get a reminder. And if they click on that, then they go to the actual post. And the post allows them to click get a reminder. Or you can have them click I'll watch the replay, because maybe whatever time you suggested, they'll watch the replay. So they click on watch the replay, which puts them into another segment or automation that after your Facebook Live goes off, you will send them an automation that says, hey, we were on live. Here's the information you missed. You can watch the replay here, right? And remember, I'm saying all of this is current because Facebook is in the process, supposedly, of changing all of this. Now, the other way you can use a Facebook Messenger bot during your lives is you can set up a keyword funnel, right? And I'm not sure if I'm using the right terminology. There's always changing the terms, right? But a keyword funnel, meaning while we are on live. So for example, you're asking me about messenger bots, right? I could have said, I actually have a messenger bot funnel that it works really well. Put funnel below, type in funnel below, and you will get my funnel template, right? And that when the person is watching the live, they type that in and they will get a separate message. So on Messenger, not in the Facebook Live, but they'll get it on Messenger that will say, here is the funnel template you requested. But guess what? Now they are on your Messenger subscriber list. And you can go deeper into Messenger. And what you could do is you can tag them. So you have them tagged as a live stream watcher. You can have them tagged as a Facebook as a funnel interest person or whatever. And then you can start the same way you would do email marketing, you can do messenger marketing with them. But again, that is only for today because Facebook is in the process of changing that.
Okay, so my question to that is, how would you, if we stream live to Instagram and you tell them to put in the word tube, whatever, into the comments, how would you address that on Instagram?
Okay, so for Instagram, I would not do that via Messenger. I would do it as private messaging. So what you would end up doing is you would go back onto your lives and, I think you've mentioned it before. I feel like I watched you say something about like growing your team or having an assistant or something. Right. You can have your assistant go back and say, here's what you requested. I would not use a bot yet on Instagram because they haven't approved that yet, guys. So don't do it. Don't do it.
It's sort of similar to, I've reached my 5,000 friend list, like friends, right? So when people do a request for me, like to friend them, I go back. I have a template, like a standardized email in my notes in my phone that I send to people and say, hey, I would love to connect with you, but I've reached my 5,000 limit, and I send them to my group.
Yep.
So I think you could do the same thing in Instagram, sort of have a pre-made message that you can send to people to send them to your and DM them, like, send them
exactly. Exactly.
All right, great. So Cheryl says, okay, wow, this is something I hadn't hit on with my chat bots. Thank you so much. She appreciates that.
Yay.
Awesome. So do we have any other questions? Daphne, do you want to say anything?
Going once. I want you guys to really think about just the way the market is going. I'm a true believer in the fact that this industry changes very often. And one of the things that have been staying consistent throughout is just kind of video has been staying excessively consistent. People are wanting it more. They want to see our authentic selves. I feel like the word authentic is overused, but I'm not sure if there's going to be a better word for that. People want to know who you are. And I can't force people to go on live. I really can't. But I can tell you that it's definitely the wave of the future, because as small business owners, as entrepreneurs, we are trying to get into it. But guess what? Corporations with more money are paying people to do it for them. So now you're going to be competing. So if it's something that you're interested in, don't worry about perfection. People don't care about perfection. They care that they can see you and hear you. They don't care about the prettiness in the background, which I used to get stuck on. They don't care about the fact that you have studio lighting. That's something that I care about, not something that the person watching cares about. Just do it. I never really got that until I started just doing it. And when I started just doing it and really focusing on me, my business, where I want to be, and connecting myself with people that are like-minded and want to propel me, that I think is probably what solidified all of this for me.
Yeah, it is. And I think I'm going to say this, you might not say it, it's not enough of us doing it. And so,
my feeling.
Yeah, okay. And we will stand out when you do it, and just do it. That's the only thing I can say. I mean, I'm a Southerner who stutters and I mess up words all the time. So if I can do it, you can do it.
Yes. Girl, there was once I did a live stream. I told you guys about 13 minutes, right? Yeah. Once I did a live stream, I was in my apartment at the time, and somebody kept ringing my doorbell. I literally had to tell the people, hold on. Do you know they stayed on? I was like, hold on. I have to go answer the door. Went downstairs, answered the door, came back, and I was like, wow, you guys are still here. Like,
they will stay. I've seen that on other people's live. Like, I've done it for other people. If someone else was talking, like, hold up. And I sit there and watched and waited until they came back myself. So.
And then people in the message, like, people were like, oh no, she'll be back. She just had to go answer the door. I was like, no, oh my gosh. People actually, they want that, because you know what? When I came back, they were like, Daph, that was so real, girl. I didn't plan it, but what was I going to do? They kept ringing and kept ringing. I was like, okay, if I don't go get this door.
And it's a great example to show to other people that it's okay for these things to happen. It's okay. It really is. I think Miss Brandy has a question. Is it a good idea to live stream events?
Oh, yes, yes, and a whole lot more yes. Okay. So I'm gonna go on my little soapbox on this one. Last week before last, I don't even know what week it was. I was at MDMC. It is the Midwest Digital Conference. And I was on the live streaming panel. Again, none of us. Every one of these that I do, they're not us. Okay. So I was on the live stream panel and they were live streaming the live stream panel. If you go to conferences, you go to trade shows, these people are live streaming because guess what? There are people that are not at that conference. There are people who are not at that trade show. There are people who are not at that fundraiser who want to support you and your efforts. There's also people that's a great way. Like, let's say you end up doing like a business retreat. You can have one section of that business retreat live streamed, nothing else, but you have one section. And you want to know why you do that one section? One, marketing. Two, you're going to repurpose the heck out of that to make people want to come again next time because they're going to be like, holy cow, what did I miss? And for people who are doing it as a live streaming and fundraisers, do you know people, because they don't know you, might have not gone to the fundraiser, but when they see it live, they're like, holy cow, I missed it. How can I donate? Right. Like, it is a great tool to utilize. And again, it does not need to be a production. It just needs to get done.
That's all. That is all. And that's a really good question about that's a great suggestion of just live streaming one section and then repurposing it again, like for advertising. I mean, I think that's genius.
Yes.
Just genius. All right. So I want to say you did an awesome job. Awesome. I absolutely love the content. You have convinced me to do these bots. So guess what? On my to-do list.
That's right, girl.
And I am going to sign up for your live to launch to see if I can be part of that beta group as well.
That's right.
Yeah. Because I know you're going to be teaching some more about these bot things that I need to learn.
Yeah.
Cool deal. All right. So let me see. I don't know if Cheryl's making a statement or a question. She says, I need to fight my fears of low esteem to get the launch of my coaching group underway. I'll be watching this on repeat 7 times. That's nice. Ain't that nice? All right. So thank you guys so much for joining Daphné us on today's live to launch. Make sure you guys sign up, check her out, look at her blog posts, friend her, if she has a group, join the group, do all of those things, right? We have to support each other. We have to, she knows stuff that I don't know. So you don't.
And vice versa.
Right. So definitely that support, that show her how much we enjoyed her. And I want to say thank you so much again for doing this.
Oh, thank you. It was great. Take care, guys.
Yes, and I made a new friend. And
that's right.
You guys have an awesome and blessed day. Talk to y'all later.